So we are now with Kaws. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
being here. It's exciting and we want to know a few about where you came from and what's your background. So what determined you to painting and art and all this stuff?
Yeah, I grew up in New Jersey, and I've always been, I would say I kind of gravitated towards art because of my lack of interest in anything else. I mean, I was never really inclined academically or anything like this, and art was something that I always just sort of escaped into and found as a relief when I
You was a skater. You were skating.
Yeah, I grew up skating. Skating was probably one of the better things that happened to me as a kid, just because, being in Jersey City and then starting to skate and starting to go to Manhattan every day when I was super young. 12 years old, and I get to skate and geographically find my way around the city just through that. And also skating is such a tactile thing. You get to really you get to know an area. It's not like, now they'll walk down the street 1,000 times. When you're small, you know every bump in the street, how curbs feel, how stairs feel. So it's a different way of learning about cities. And
when you started like that, just looking at some walls and...
Yeah, actually it was through skating when some of the older kids that I was skating with were already very active in graffiti. And, it's just sort of I hate when it's like, oh yeah, skating and graffiti. It sounds really fucking lame at this point, but I won't curse on radio.
No problem, we can say big shit for it's no problem, we can see you.
Yeah, alright, well then I have a bunch of phonography. So, not to be like, oh, skating and graffiti, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, there is a crossover with kids that are doing this, and I think both of them are singular acts. You can skate with a group, but you could also just have an existence skating by yourself.
Yeah.
The same is true of graffiti, and the same thing about learning about cities and the feelings and textures.
What's your name is about? There is a meaning?
No, not at all. Kaws is just basically when you're doing work and it's illegal, you don't want to put your parents' name. So you kind of make a name, and through this it lets you be. I found for myself, I'm not a super outgoing person. I'm not but when you have another name, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can create.
Like a superhero.
It is like a superhero. Yeah. I'm on the phone booth and so it's just it allows you a lot of sort of movement, and you can kind of create a thing that's outside of yourself. And then I decided to keep it just because I kind of felt like I spent my whole childhood building up this thing, and I thought it was important. A lot of times when people kind of move into these other worlds, they lose this part and they kind of try to become professional or something.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of always, so now what I do is quite different. It's not graffiti, it's not anything. There's no really similarity or relation to it. But it's important to know that, that this has started at this point and has kind of grown into this. And for me, obviously I'm doing different things, but it's I just feel like it's important to kind of keep pushing it along.
Okay. Your art is really cartoonizing. Like there's a lot of cartoon. This is cartoon.
Yeah.
What do you like in cartoon, and why cartoon?
For me, it's more aesthetics. The fact that I paint in these bold colors and flat, it's easy to associate with cartoons, especially when I'm doing SpongeBob stuff. But I think about SpongeBob as just an image that's so universal. And you're in Mexico City or in the flea market, and there's SpongeBob piñatas.
Yeah.
Any country you go to, and people can relate to this. It's far. I think it's far. Goes past celebrity or past politicians or anything like that. So this really is interesting to me, and I try to just take it and see how far I can break it down and still have it be instant, like an instant read, and recognizable. And just through repetition, you kind of build this vocabulary that people.
You the new Kifang. What do you think about that? And
honestly, I don't want to be the new anybody. I want to be, what I'm doing. I want it to be my own. I think Keith Haring's an amazing artist. I think when I was younger, going to galleries, I couldn't, I never felt so comfortable to walk into a space like a gallery. But with Keith Haring's stuff, I felt like, yeah, I belong, I can walk into the space and I feel comfortable and I feel like I know it. And it sort of acted as a gateway into a lot of different art that I kind of, branched out and got into through that. So, if I can possibly be that person for somebody else or some young kid, that's an honor.
A lot of artists right now are strictly painting or things like that, but you, from the very, 10 years from now, you starting doing art.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's making and making, it's like I put equal amount of attention into the toys as I do in paintings. It's true, I mean, it's an object, it exists just like anything else, and it's important that it's done well, So, when I approach anything I approach, I try to do it well, and if it doesn't come out well, then, it's fucking time just trying to figure out how to do it again better, and that's what painting is, with product, and it's just sort of a way of moving forward.
Let's have some metaphysic question. If you were a superhero,
It'd be hilarious.
Oh, really? Okay.
She's doing many press things all at once. It's amazing. You should see it.
Yeah. You are a superhero of the if you were another artist, so making another art, which one can it be?
I would try not to be a dead one. Other than that, I can't really say.
Okay. Okay, and 10 years from now, how you imagine yourself in 10 years?
I really don't know. I don't feel like I've changed much in 10 years. Honestly, I look at pictures and I'm like, I'm still wearing the same clothes. So, it's hard. Who knows? I don't think like that really.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was very cool interview.
Thank you. Pleasure.